Hey Coach, thanks for the email. I've got a couple ideas for you with the 4-out 1-in against a 1-3-1 zone. I'm going to draw them up here on the board so that you can see them, and hopefully it's something that at least gets your mind going, or maybe use these specifically for what your players can do and the personnel that you have. All right. So if your setup is something similar to this, the first thing I encourage you to do is, if you have a low post player, put them in that short corner right away. Don't put them on the block. That'll make this bottom guy have to make a little bit more decisions early on. But the first thing that we can do is we want to lift this guy out of the corner, and then we're going to get the ball on the pass over there. And then we want him to cut through. It could just be a shallow cut. Uh, that cut just moves the defense, allows for players around the perimeter to move if we want to. Now the 4 has two options here. The 4 can either come over or can pause for a second on this. And here's the reason they would pause, is once this ball goes here, 5 is going to step in and it's going to screen, and that's going to allow the 4 to make a cut. Now, I know you said your post player was kind of a dominant post player. It would allow for the post player just to set up there right away, but sometimes they're so keyed in on that player. This backdoor cut allows for the 2 to get it in there to the 4, and then you've kind of blocked off this back man. So what has happened is this backside guy has dropped. Okay, we're occupying that player. That leaves this spot open for the 4 right there. Our 1 has ended up in the corner. 2 has the ball. And then our 3 would have rotated up to the top. Now, if this breaks down at all, doesn't work, 2 can dribble it back up against that 1 guard front. We have 2 players up top again. 4 would just continue and go out to the corner. So we're back into our basic set. Our 5, of course, wouldn't want to get 3 seconds there. But that is one option that you could use to get somebody other than your 5 the ball. A slight variation to that would be have everybody do the same thing. We lift, we get that pass over there, but instead of the 1 shallow cutting, take the 1 and put him in the corner right there. So the 5 is going to be able to kind of do the same thing. We're going to end up with 1 here, 2 is there. Our 5 would have come across and can screen or post up in that center spot. Okay, our 4 now, if everybody has rotated over like we think they will, okay, 4 has a couple of different options here. One, he could go all the way over if we wanted to. We've got our 3 here as well. What we could do is a backside game here with a pin down screen, and we can come up on that. We have a potential for a shot in the corner, a post up, or the skip pass right there. Now, one thing I would encourage you to do if you take the skip pass, teach this 5-man, because this post player may try to work over at the top. If that ball comes over here, we want to teach that 5 to hold the screen just for a second. Once that player gets over top, we turn and we seal on the backside. So now we've got 3 for a shot, or we've got a dump down there, because this man, this defender is going to come out for that 3-pointer. So with that being said, we're going to teach our 5 how to seal on the first side and on the second side. So we've got to be a little bit patient, but if that skip's something you're looking for, that could be a quick option to get it into your dominant post player. All right, another option would be to have your 1, again, all this is happening on one side of the floor. Certainly doesn't have to happen that way. But with our defense set up here, 5 is on this side. 1 passes it, is going to make a cut. It's going to come and screen that. 5 is going to step over, and we've got a potential post entry right in there on that back side, or on that front side. Again, we could have 4 could slide over like in a circle rotation with us, Or as this player drops, 4 could look at the pin down screen. So 4's got a couple of options, and 3 would read off of that. You can have 3 set the screen for the 4 as well. Kind of depends on which guy's a better shooter. But you said you had a couple of shooters, so this might be a good option on the backside. Then look for those skips. In a 1-3-1, long closeouts are tough to guard, and 1-3-1s create a lot of long closeouts if you get fast reversals or you get good skip passes. So the key when you're watching film is this back guy. The ball goes over here. See how far this guy comes down. If he doesn't come down, you don't have to pin down it. What you're going to do is you're going to make a cut in there, and your pass might be over the top because there is no backside. Now, it doesn't have to be a lob for a dunk or anything like that, but that pass might be there for an easy layup. If this man drops all the way down, the pin down screen works great on the backside because he's so deep in the help side. Now we have a chance for a skip, long closeout. We can either drive or we can shoot off of that. All right, so that's another option, couple of options. Hopefully that makes some sense in there. All right, next option is a little bit of a play, probably more than just seeing what's going to happen. All those up to this point have been your players reading and reacting to what the defense has given them with that 4-out-1-in type set. So this one's a little bit different. All right, so this one, what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to swing the ball, so get it over to the 4. We'll get a little ball reversal here right away. On this ball reversal, our 3 is going to go screen down, wherever that bottom man is. That's going to allow our 5 to come in and post up. The closer we can get to the hoop, the better, but wherever the post is open. Now, when this action happens, your 4 is dribbling over, occupy this man, occupy here. Okay, this guy's going to drop down. Our 2 will run to the corner. That's going to leave our corner wide open for a 3-point shot. So what we have essentially is our 3 screening here, 5 is there. Our 1, our 4 probably ends up about here. So in the 1-3-1, we're going to end up pulling players something like this. So when this player commits, we're going to go right there. Now, if that player doesn't commit, let's say the player kind of plays in here. Perfect, okay? This guy does not want to go all the way down there, so we're going to be able to have that there. Now, if this guy comes over the top, perfect. Go set up shop right there in front of that backside guy. Again, this man does not want to go there because he's got to worry about 1. 1 has this entire area to move and to space out. But what we can do is we can get 5 here and potentially get a dump down pass. We can look over the shoulder and we can get a skip pass there. So again, if you have shooters on the outside, this helps out a ton. But a lot of times this guy's wide open at least once, maybe twice a game because the wing doesn't know exactly how to defend this. And then once you make that pass, once they'll take it away, offers up your post. So there's some options for you as well. The last one, the other thing that you could do out of this is just, even if you don't have the 2 run, get the ball inside here, and now you've got 2 shooters on the backside. So we've got our 1 and our 2 there for a backside. There's only 1 defender that's going to guard both of them. So if we can get a skip pass here, this defender will a long closeout, make a 1 more pass. We've got a shot in the corner potentially. So that can work as well, even if you don't run your 2 through. All right, and then the last one is a little different set. And again, probably a play here. This is one we've had a lot of success with in our program. We actually match up at the front with a 1 guard front. These guys are probably a little farther out here. We put our 4 and our 5 there. We do want our 2 and our 3 to start low. They're going to both come high. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to pull up the 4, get a post entry or a high post entry right there. On that, so 4 has the ball, 1's there, 2, 3, 5. 5 is going to dive to post up, 1-on-1 with that bottom defender. Okay, so we've got a potential for this. We also are going to dive our 3 and our 2, so we could have a pass to the strong corner there or a skip pass over to the opposite side. And these players here now have to make some decisions what they're going to do. Nobody is going to want to go with 5, so we're one-on-one here. These players, if they don't go with the wings, we're wide open in the corners. If they do go with the wings, then we're going to be able to have that pass a little bit easier. And then we also have our 1 up here, but our 4, if he's a shooter, could have a shot. So a couple of ideas there. This has worked really well for us. It's just a staple of play we can run against any zone, so not a 1-3-1. It could be a 2-3, could be a 3-2. Doesn't matter what it is. This play tends to work pretty well. All right, Coach. Hopefully that helps you out, gives you a few ideas how you can attack that out of a 4-out 1-in set. If you need anything more, please let me know.